Jurassic World released 10 years ago now. So, instead of a comedy thing, I decided to just have the unboxing. Here are all the raptors I have except Blue from 2015, but I didn't bring her. At 2015, I did not think I'd be watching Jurassic World still and opening one of my favorite dinosaurs from the Jurassic World toy line. Before I open it, I just want to talk about the box. The box is like, it's pretty cool. Not to like the level the Fallen Kingdom boxes were on theming, but I like the open like grassland area, or at least that's what it's supposed to be. The Spinosaurus render. It says the title of the toy, Utahraptor. It feels very 2025. I don't know how to describe it. I feel like I'll look back on this in a few years and feel nostalgic compared to some other boxes that we got from Jurassic World. Here's that compared to some other modern boxes. So this is probably the mix-up you see on the shelves right now, because all this Chaos Theory, they still have that in, and Epic Evolution. They probably have some still floating around, and probably more on clearance too. So yeah, they don't like get rid of them completely, so you should have to wait till they all die down. Though I think that once these run out, they'll be just restocking this line. Actually, maybe, because Chaos Theory probably will return soon, so yeah. But this toy line's gonna be their main focus, especially if this movie does well. And like the other boxes, you turn them around and you see the dinosaur, their action feature. You can control the attack and like twist their head up and down, and you have some of the other dinosaurs in the line. Baryonyx is cool, but I already have the Hammond Collection one. But the Myosaurus has really cool colors, so maybe that. Ceratops, not my thing too much. It's just another Ceratops, and we get that. And you can also scan to unlock in the Jurassic World Play app, so yeah. I guess I'll show the scan code. Now for the moment of truth, time for these guys to get a new friend. Now, I'll probably just cut that. And that's free already, but without the tail, because tail's never packed in. Actually, why did I say that? It is a lot of times, but this time it isn't. And I got the tail out. I'll probably leave the manual in there because, yeah, we don't need that. I know how to play with the toy, but maybe I did need that. How did I put this on? Well, that works. So the tail can swivel because of that. I guess that'll lead to the first thing that this toy does. Usually I have like a script or idea. I didn't even have one. I was going to this raw, like I see it. So here's the jaw. It doesn't like hold there, but you can hold it up and it makes that noise, or hold it down. Tail. You can move it side to side. Its neck. And yeah, you can multitask it too. The rest of articulation is like, it moves out. Yeah. Like this. Kind of like this toy. It moves out. Or on the Utahraptor. I guess I annoyed it. It moves out like that. So if you only collect smaller raptors so far, then good news for you. And you might have noticed this is like bendy. I'm kind of scared about this. I hope it holds up well over time. I thought it was just going to be hard plastic, but it's like all bendy and stuff. So as long as it holds up well, I'll be fine. You gotta move that. You can move it to like stand up. And And this kind of block the articulation. I guess I'm kind of guessing that would be block 4 too much too. Do that. It like. Yeah, that's just how you move the tail. And the swivels too, kind of. Kind of looks weird, so I wouldn't really do that too much anyway, because it doesn't look that nice. And that's the toy's movement. It's decent. $20 decent? I don't know. I mean, it is a big toy, so. We go with that. Here's scaled with some other Jurassic World toys so you get an idea of the telescale. Here's the scan code thing if you want to scan up. I don't play that game. And also I should mention, this is also kind of like rubbery or soft plastic at least. So you can kind of bend down if you want to. Kind of like the Utahraptor, how it's like this. Not like too movable, but you can bend it a little if you want to. Actually, this is a pretty good thing to scale it to. Well, not scale, but like compare it to, because they're both feathered raptors from this toy line. And I think this one's better, but you can see they probably got some ideas from this one. Now it's time for painting. Okay. This is okay. It doesn't really like match the plastic color because it's just painted. It's not the worst thing in the world. You'll notice it from afar, but if you're looking like right up close, then you'll notice it. It doesn't annoy me that much, but these claws aren't painted. Kind of usually from Mattel, you don't get the claws painted, so yeah. That's just reserved for like exclusively Hammond collections, so yeah. Same for the toe claws. I forgot what that one is called. You know, the face is actually painted pretty well. I like the markings on it. It's like striking a little bit. The mouth is mouthy. It has like plastic and rubber teeth inside it, so you can be as rough as you want with it. And the rest of the actual paint detailing itself. Damn, I messed that word up so much. Well, they're like okay. Not like, I feel like they could be more interesting, but I kind of understand that paint budget for this figure won't be that high. Though I still think that I've gotten like figures with like decent decorations on them, or cheaper, so maybe. This was $20. Do I feel scammed? No. Actually I do, because it's like $15 at Walmart and like 20 at Target, so check your retailers, I guess, to see which one is cheaper. I sound negative, but I do like this toy. We haven't gotten a Utahraptor yet, and it's like perfect scale for people. Well, unless I hope so. But it's like, this is what I remember from like the books, okay? At least come back to the books. We can do that. Drag him away. Just a big old raptor that makes sounds. I should also mention it makes sounds, but even though I already mentioned that, it's just, I should mention that again. That's probably where most of the budget for this went to. Do I need the sounds? Not really. I would probably buy a cheaper version of this without sounds. Like the gigantic trackers, the Tyrannotitan, the other one. Sorry, Titan is a cooler name, but it just snaps and doesn't make sounds. So maybe that's just better. Though sound is interesting. I like when you can turn it off. I don't always like to have sound on these toys, so it's nice that the Destroyers Rex had the off switch. I was hoping the rest of the line would, but they didn't. So this raptor making sounds forever. So yeah, How was that? I've made like way higher quality videos for this series, but I guess I have to remember the roots. This just kind of just started as me looking at things. That's why it's called looking at and not like review, because I didn't feel good enough about these videos to call them a proper review, so I just call it looking at. So yeah, I kind of just look at things and say things about them. I guess this qualifies as a review, but I just didn't feel good about it at the time. I think I have a bit more self-confidence now to say that it's a review, even if it's not good. But yeah. Also, something I noticed when I was kind of messing around with it in between the clips, this feature is actually pretty weird. So the mouth doesn't even open enough to like make a like roar, I guess. Like this mouth is like, this one's open like this, but it makes a sound when you close the mouth. You can close the mouth all you want, but like that's not how sound works. It'd be muffled, probably. So it only works if you're like, if you hold it up and like, well then it was already like that in the first place, so what's the point? So I think that feature would just be so much better if we had an off switch for it, because it just doesn't make that much sense with an on switch. So yeah, something I noticed while I was playing around with this guy. He also has mouth can open more. That just can't really do it too much. So, do I recommend this one? Yes and no. This is like one of my favorite dinosaurs of all time, so I'm kind of biased for it. Though for the same price you can get a Triceratops, which probably has I haven't gotten any of these toys, but I think Triceratops usually gets some pretty fun play features, so probably that. Myosaurus, I like the colors on that. Or Baryonyx, which also has really good colors. But he probably has the same problems with the issue I had with the play feature. And they probably all make way too much noise than they need to without an off switch. So, buy it if you like this raptor, if you want it, but if you don't need it really. I like it, and I don't hate it. I don't want to sound negative, but it's just, you might not be impressed with this toy if you're expecting something like this. I love this toy, and I would recommend this toy. It has a fun play feature where it tilts its head to the side and kind of grunts a little too in some of its audio, so it can do that, and the articulation's the same as that one. So yeah, I recommend this one for the play feature alone. It doesn't have an off switch, but I just think it works more with the gimmick instead of and yeah. I also think the way the paint looks is a little bit cooler too. I sound like a hater, but I like this toy. I completely lost my train of thought because my ear got clogged up for a second. But yeah, this toy, it's probably good for kids. I'm not a kid, as you can probably tell. But if you're older than 13, you might not be impressed as much with this one. I think it has some things appealing to it, like it being feathered, which we don't get much. But if you like that, you'll love this. And its options for display. Here's the thing about mouths. I like mouths being closed that can just open, rather than them always being open. Because when it's open, it counts as a word list now. If I want to take a picture, I'll have to use stuff to keep it closed. But it's way easier to keep the mouths open. So sometimes you have to do the I'm better than the person who made this thing, and I know better than them. If I made this toy, I would make it like this, like the mouth's closed, so like it can be like hunting or quiet, but when you turn the thing, it opens and it roars. The opposite. It really is strange, and maybe baryonyx. Is that even how you say it? Maybe baryonyx, Myosaurus, and not. Well, baryonyx has a problem definitely. Myosaurus and Utahraptor probably don't. I just think mouths are important on these type of toys because like you have to get the biting. I guess it bites, so like you are getting a bite out of it. But like I think there had to be some different way to implement this. Something like this where it can bite and like that. No. Instead of like, well, this is like a good biting thing, but I think that it's a good bite, but you have to like there has to be some other way to implement that. So yeah, I guess what they're going for also is the packaging look cool because it just looked like this. People might think it's like a loser. I don't know. I tried too hard. So maybe buy these two if you don't like the biting thing, because those guys don't bite. I hope they don't bite on the toy. Well, I don't know what I said. I hope I seen them in the store. I was there today, but I got this. So yeah, it's pretty cool though. I like it. The Utahraptor. Probably more in scale with the movie raptors than the actual velociraptors. That just doesn't make sense, but yeah. Actually, no, it's not even in scale with those. It's just so much huger. And I think that's just how they... I always assume that how these toys are, it's just how they would look if they were in the movies. And they'd probably scale like this. Wow. I'm just kidding. A Jurassic World Rebirth video probably soon. I say that myself and put out that Guilty Gear video, so I should... Or the Zenless Zone Zero video, so I should get working on those. I've been busy. But I want to make videos on these 3 topics.